Welcome back. This is it, WFTDA.TV with the Sirens of Savannah against Tampa here in the 7th place game. My name is Stan By.
I'm Tom Foolery. So right now we got the number 6 seed taking on number 8 seed. So fitting, fighting for that number 7 seed. How did we get here? The Sirens started the weekend off with a win over Quad City, then unfortunately fell to Diamond City, who's playing for the championship later today, and then also losing to River City. Meanwhile, Tampa hasn't got that win yet. They fell to Des Moines and then Philly, so they're looking to get into winning ways and walk away with something. But of course, Sirens have earned their right to be here. They have a short squad compared to some of the other teams. They only have, I think, 12 skaters that I've seen on their roster, so they've been fighting it out all weekend. So far in the season, Tampa's been 2-3 in all their sanctioned records. Meanwhile, not playing as many games, the Sirens very busy, 9-7, 16 games so far. Right now we're playing for 7th place. This should be a very, very exciting game. We got a ton of fans on the far side of the track. We're actually sitting here back behind turn 4, so we're able to look down upon the skaters from up high. We got the fans starting to fill in on the bleachers too. It is going to be an exciting day. Stand by.
That's right, and I'm glad to see fans here early on, as this one of the battles of the South that we knew would eventually happen. Tampa and Savannah. I have seen the Sirens of Savannah grow in the last couple seasons. They're about 2 hours north of Duval. And Tampa, of course, with the storied history in the Junior Roller Derby Association, former regional champions, and always up there in the conversation of top teams in the JRDA.
All right, so right now we're riding a wave off of that first game. Exciting match between Quad City and California. Quad City pulling out a solid win. Let's run down our rosters real quick. Do you want to get started, Stand By, or do you want me?
Sure. Sirens of Savannah, 02 Cinderella, 151 Dr. Boom, 22 10 Grin, 26 Kit Kat, number 3 Scarley Davidson, 3737 to Smiley, 411 Madison, 449 Blitzy, 61 Jade Grenade, 775 the captain today, Prim Reaper, 89 Shutterstruck, and 9904 Bones. And you'll see the Sirens in black.
All right, in pink today, we got your Tampa Bay Junior Roller Derby Tampa All-Stars. Leading them out 1-0, Rain DePayne, 1-10, Little Miss Perfect, 1-12, Tinker Bomb, 12-17, Freak Go Suave, 16-78, Lemon 8. Then we have number 3, Abby Normal, number 4, Anya Last Nerve, 41, Sonic Boom, number 7, the captain, Haley Dubinsky, 789, Shark Bites, 8E8, Nightmare, 888, Peaches and Screams, number 9, Hot Wheels, and 999, Honey Badger. They're being bench coached by Rojo Grande, Coach Lucky, and Tootsie Pop. I want to give one shout out. We do have Complicated, actually here in the arena, unfortunately broke a piece of the shoulder, sitting there with a sling down in turn 1 supporting the Sirens. There's a huge group of Sirens fans, so you probably hear them in the background. Here you go, Stand By. How did we starting things out here?
Yeah, we're starting out with Madison with a track cut, so this is a Frico Suave power jam and lead jam at that, as inside is open, and that's all it took, a spin and through for the first 5 points.
Yeah, set that up, set the foot in front, took a little bit of contact, spun right on through, showing great agility. Frico Suave starting things out right.
And on another scoring pass now, Jammer standing, and we have a blocker headed to the penalty box for the Sirens. Another 5 points scored for Tampa, striking first as the Jammer has been released from the pack.
You should see the next Jammer coming up behind the pack as Madison released, still on the initial pass.
And they're completing the initial, yes, is Madison. And Frico scores, calls it, has about 2 seconds to spare there. That is it, 19 points to start.
That's the way you start the game, capitalizing on the power jam right off the bat. Madison got in, got through, tried to put the pressure on, but damage already done. Tampa throwing down the first gauntlet, 19 points to start the game.
And Coach Rojo Grande sending out 1-1-2 Tinker Bomb, the veteran, against 9904 Bones.
Now Bones steady jammer all weekend long, had a monster game. Unfortunately left the last game a little early, so I'm pretty sure he's got a lot to prove. Aging out, going to be moving up to the senior circuit. I understand he's going to be traveling and going to Mercer College during the offseason.
All right, and lead jam it is, Tinker Bomb. That is 2 in a row for the Tampa All-Stars as we have through the pack on the initial pass, 9904.
Yeah, and then looks like we have Dr. Bones reporting to the box, the pivot for the Sirens.
Illegal procedure and 4 points scored again for Tampa, 23-0, 2.5 minutes gone, and just 2.5 minutes.
All right, fast-paced action already, so we're going to start with a 4-on-3 advantage going to Tampa. Looks like they're going to throw Anya Last Nerve out there to take on Madison. As we've seen all weekend, you have that steady rotation. You have Bones, Madison, and then mixing in a few other skaters. They've been playing Ironman Derby, it seems like, all weekend long, them two.
Yes, and impressive to watch as 999 looking for a drawback, but not getting it. Lead jam 3 in a row, Anya Last Nerve.
All right, nice night out on the outside there. That was Honey Badger doing the honors, dragging Madison back to the pivot line.
And once again, and this time credit for number 10, Rain the Pain. And that is a 5-point scoring pass again for Tampa.
Looks like we have a cut track there on a blocker. That is number 4. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to clarify who that is, but we have a blocker reporting in the box for the Sirens.
And a forearm called as Dr. Boom returns to play, but Sirens lose a blocker to a forearm, and 4 points scored as this jam ends. And they're losing number 2, Cinderella, who will start the next jam in the penalty box. Aside from that, clear box. As 7-8-9 Shark Bites.
All right, Bones taking a star again. Like we said, you're going to see a steady diet of Bones and Madison. Going to be a 4-on-2 pack advantage going to Tampa Bay.
And 7-8-9 Shark Bites blocked out immediately by double 37 Smiley. And that is a
multiplayer block. Yep. Looks like called on number 7, the pivot, Haley Dubinsky, the captain, going to sit down.
And there goes Shark Bites on the inside for lead jam. I was able to see Shark Bites yesterday in a Junior Minis Expo that happened before we took the air, and quite an impressive jammer.
Yes, doesn't need that pivot at all. Oh, sliding in front was Smiley.
Yeah.
Able to get a piece, but calling it off after leaping over Smiley. Great job there by Shark Bites.
And hard-earned points and fun to watch. 4 points it is, shutting out the Sirens of Savannah. A little surprised by that early on. Just 4.5 minutes gone in the game, though.
Sirens got to reset themselves. Haven't been able to get into the scoring ways so far. Once again, Madison back out there on the line. Right now going to have a 4-on-3 pack advantage.
Well, perhaps changing things up, and nope.
It looks like we got a timeout being called there by the Sirens. So looking maybe to slow that momentum down, maybe get a change of pace there, pulling the team back together, saying take a deep breath. The game's still early. We got plenty of time.
And Sirens contingent in turn number 1, which you'll see on a wider shot later. But yes, coming from Savannah, Georgia, first appearance here at championships.
Yeah, just so you know, right now we have the Sirens out there by the pivot line. We have Tampa here by the jammer line. So if you're enjoying this action, make sure you reach out to us. If you got any questions or want to give any feedback on the awesome action, hit us up at #Talk2JRDA. Use the hashtag to chat on Twitter with us. And don't forget to follow JRDA on Twitter using @JRDARocks.
And it does.
Does indeed. You're watching on WFTDA TV with us today. Thank you for dealing with our nonsense that we're spewing. The action is on the track, and we're just trying to bring it to you the best way we can.
Sirens of what? Sirens of Savannah. Yes. Timeout is over, and we'll see if we have a change in the jammer. I do know 12-17 Frico Suave out there, and it will be 4-11 Madison once again.
You have a 50-50 chance most times. Madison or Bones are going to be out there a ton. They'll roll in a few other jammers as necessary.
Back to live action again, 36-0, but just about 5 minutes taken in the clock in the game, and good defensive, totally defensive pack.
Oh, quick footwork on the inside. That was Honey Badger jumping back. Madison almost stepped back in, but has to retreat to the back.
Oh, wow, and lead jam, but it was close. Frico Suave, who immediately calls it.
Yeah, turned around, took a quick eye, saw Madison right on heels, called it off just in time. Now, don't forget, if you're enjoying this JRDA Championship action, stay tuned Monday and Tuesday for Twitch TV. We're going to have free coverage, Twitch TV/WFTDay of JRDA World Cup. Teams coming from all around the world. Stay tuned. The action does not end today. It continues the next 2 days.
Really fun part about that is going to be the round robin where everybody plays everybody, and us announcers are going to be following that round robin ourselves, jumping in and out of the chair as Tinkerbomb jams against Bones. And pivot lost to the penalty box for Tampa.
All right, right now, Bones trying to get that first lead jam. That's just what they need to get things started. There you go, Sirens leaping through the inside. Bones in control.
That's right, first lead jam in a while.
First lead jam of the game.
As 1-1-2, Tinkerbomb through, and only about a third of a lap lead by Bones. And first 4 points on the board, which will do a lot for morale.
I like the opposite foot landing. Leapt up and then they land on the opposite foot, calling it off coolly on the back stretch. Bones gets things started and back out there, Madison.
I would say the butterflies and jitters should be out by now. Both of these teams deserve to be here, and first time or not, veteran or not, here it is on your last nerve, and once again 4-11 Madison. And Madison lead jam, that is 2.
I think that timeout did wonders. That's 2 lead jams in a row. Now looking to put more points on the board. We have a blocker reporting to the box for the Sirens.
On your last nerve out on the initial, but there's the call off.
Yeah, great action right there. 2 for 2, 2 quick hits and gets it out. Going to have to slowly start chewing down that lead by Tampa. Still 36-7 with 22 minutes to go here in the first half.
3 points scored and unanswered points, and that is the key here before score gets too far carried away in the opposite direction. 7-8-9 Shark Bites. I do see against
Bones.
Yes, it is 9-9-0-4 with the block out. Jamers free to engage each other anywhere in bounds they like, and Shark Bite says no, let's just.
Yeah, Shark Bite's completely content. Hey, we're in the lead right now. We're in the lead. I'll let you chew the clock down.
Yeah, not so. And the Savannah bench saying, go, go. They're like, come on. Anyway, what you said.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we need to get the points. We got to get things going. We got momentum, 2 lead jams in a row after 5 by Tampa, and breaking that streak right now, Shark Bites.
So don't expect to see that strategy anymore today, as Shark Bites, yes, with lead jam and coming around on a scoring pass already.
Well, Bones in the back dealing with that stingy defense. Great collaboration there between 888 Peaches and Cream and Sonic Boom.
As Sirens losing a blocker and Tampa losing a pivot, actually, and that is a 5-point scoring pass.
Okay, that is something to be a little worried about. That's number 7, Haley Dubinsky. That is her 4th penalty already early in the game. That is the captain.
Haley, one of the veterans of Tampa, a veteran team, and Jammer is out, so this will be a power jam for Tampa, and perhaps a damaging one. No, it is not. It is a track cut.
No, it's a low block call.
A low block call, excuse me. So Jammers will switch out and.
Yeah, getting bailed out. Bones getting released from the box just as you thought Tampa was going to jump and just grab control of this jam. Bones now released.
Shark Bite's already standing. So both Jammers will be out in time and has already left the box. So
credit to that offense there. Sirens able to break it up for Bones. Got a quick pass, but that's only the initial pass.
Okay, 10 seconds remaining. 10 points already scored by Tampa, plus.
Bones with a spin, jumps into the pack, trying to see what he can steal at the end of this jam. All types of whistles there at the end of the jam. We got number 110 sitting down for Tampa. That is Little Miss Perfect.
And, yes,
we have a legal contact, and that is on Bones.
Okay, power jam coming up for Tampa. 14 points already scored, 0 for the Sirens. And again, this could be key.
That is 2
opening minutes.
That is 2 power jams given up right now. 2 penalties by Bones. Like I said, last night did foul out. Got to be a little concerned. Still plenty of time, and we know he's a veteran player. He's played for a long time. Hopefully able to get things straightened out here for the rest of this game.
We have an official timeout. Skaters are Do they know this is an official timeout? Okay, now they know because they were all crouched down and ready to go. Guys, I think it's going to be a minute.
Yeah, that jam timer wasn't ready to jump out in front of that. Looks like they were ready to launch from the front of that pivot line. All right, now don't forget, I was talking about it earlier. Don't forget, World Cup coming up Monday and Tuesday. Watch that on Twitch TV. Meanwhile, you're watching the 2018 Junior Roller Derby Association Championships live all weekend here on WFTDA TV. Stay tuned all weekend for 2 tracks of action. We're here on the Open Division. Back behind us is the Female Division Championships, hosted by JRDA and the wonderful folks from Philly Roller Derby. They've been taking care of us all weekend long. I want to thank all the volunteers for taking care of us. Stand by.
And have you had your fill of the Feast of Roller Derby from Feasterville? Let's hope you have, because World Cup is coming up, but my goodness, the caliber of action we've seen in JRDA championships past and present. Yes, roller derby continuing to evolve. I still remember the championship tournament I covered at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, and that was around the time when derby at the world-class competitive level stopped being as cute and a lot more of OMG.
Yeah, what we get to learn this weekend is we see all the senior level teams gaining so much more prominence, but you got to realize them juniors getting taught as well. We're going to see Australia, Canada, some of the powerhouses. You got Great Britain and all of Europe. Now, what does that mean? You got all of Europe working together? I mean, that's almost not fair. So many great countries and great teams coming together. I don't even know who put my money on, because USA's got 2 teams as well. It is going to be an all-out struggle to win that World Cup.
Oh, yeah, and Frico Suave set to, there we go, back to live action as Frico Suave has this power start and Jammer seated.
Yeah, no jammer creeping up. Rico Suave standing by him, loadsome at the jammer line, now jumps into the pack.
And you see the defense and a little recycling up front. Okay, 1, 2 blockers, stays in bounds. And everyone remaining in play, apparently lead jam for Tampa and Frico Suave.
Yeah, that was Madison there playing some stingy defense on the outside after jam and a bunch already in the game.
Jammer standing, as well as a blocker for Tampa standing, and 5 points standing for Frico.
Yeah, the blocker goes one direction, jammer goes the exact opposite. You should see Bones coming up into your screen there wearing the bright yellow helmet.
Yeah, Star, reached out as if to, no, the pivot is all the way up front running defense.
Yeah, that is the brace Blitzy. In the very front is the pivot. Star off the helmet, but Blitzy just locking things down, bracing the 2 blockers.
Somehow able to stay in bounds as Bones and completes the initial pass. But there's the call off.
So smooth. Suave calls it off with 5 points in the pocket.
10 points total, 60-9, 18 and a half to go in the period. Sirens lined up. They are closer to the jam line as Dr. Boom is set to go.
Yeah, lead jam, but going to Tampa, 7 out of 9 jams. That is impressive, taking control. Dr. Boom now going to change things up here for the Sirens, hopefully.
And Tinkerbomb, one of the senior junior roller derby skaters on the Tampa team with lead jam.
Little jammer knocked there by Dr. Boom. Thought knocked out the jammer, but no, great ankle strength staying in bounds there by Tinkerbomb.
Tinkerbomb on the outside this time, and actually collided into own skater there, but Sirens also responsible for some of that as Dr. Boom threw the initial and approaching quickly, but
yeah, knocked into the inside, only giving up 1 point. Stingy defense here at Sirens. I thought might have had a little bit more, but good job sealing off that outside, then the inside line.
Impressive, and more of that perhaps to come. We will see. 17 minutes to go when we pick up again. Yeah, just 1 point there. Got to slow that down and carry on. We will see.
Yeah, more of that. We want more of this. Great action now, 61-9, Tampa in the lead. They're going to send Madison up to the line to take on Anya Last Nerve by Tampa.
And both jammers drawn back simultaneously, and there was a block on the inside, and credit to that is
Blitzy.
Blitzy indeed, as again, neither jammer getting anywhere fast. And, well, swing and a miss there. Good effort there by 999 Honey Badger as a little closer to the front of the pack. No, a multiplayer block called and a cut track on forearm on Madison. So, and a cut on Tampa on your last nerve. So let's see, about 2 seconds of penalty time will be served, and back to action we are.
Now, when the rains, it pours. It seems like every time we get a jammer penalty, somebody else goes in. Two apex jumps. Oh, nope, cut track on the first one for Madison.
Well, one effective and one not, and on your last nerve on a scoring pass and
hey, contact with their own skater, not the opposite team.
And that's the second time this has happened in about a minute's time as Tampa loses another blocker.
Yeah, jumped up, made contact with their own blocker. When your own blocker's holding the inside line, they're doing their job. You just would like to slide by if you're the jammer.
And 35 seconds to go in the jam, which will go the 2-minute time limit. Blocked out and able to recover quickly. A forearm
call now being called there on number 4. That's on your last nerve.
And so Madison back in play. That completes the initial pass with this 20 seconds to go in the jam.
Flip-flop of the jammers. These jammer penalties becoming a little more consistent than we prefer.
Blocked and just steps over the down to number 10, Rain to Pain. And 5 seconds to go as we will have a power start forthcoming for the Sirens of Savannah. Anya standing but not released.
All right, that's 5 points picked up there at the end by Madison, bringing the Sirens of Savannah up to 14 points halfway through the first half here.
And a productive, it took 2 minutes, but a productive jam nonetheless for the Sirens of Savannah as Coach Rojo Grande into the infield momentarily as we have 1-5-1 Dr. Boom set for the power start, 5 seconds. And a timeout called as Rojo and also the opposing coach from Savannah just with a word for the coaches. And during this official timeout, it was an official timeout. Well, now they're saying, let's go.
And that's one thing that's been good. The first game of the day moved very quickly, wasn't too much wasted time, and it looks like head referees wants to get things back underway. While we do have a moment, let's give a shout-out to our referees. We got Sergeant Major Harley Quinn Davidson, Strapping Young Beard, Honey Badger, Flow Block, Tricky Ricky, and Richie Cranium.
And the officials you see all around, Toxic Narcotic, Ms. Hyde, Melotrauma, Boptimus Prime, Nellfire, Shebra, Hannah, BFG, and Quick Grayson. I know some of these referees and officials worked last night in the nightcap on the female track as we had there a foul out, but there was not an official timeout to address the foul out. It all happened so smoothly that the game just continued 30 seconds later. Jamer standing, so watch out for that. Dr. Boom here with the power start for about 5 more seconds by my count. And now we'll be joined, there we go, Jamer released and also a blocker released for the Sirens of Savannah. But a good block out there and led by number 41, Sonic Boom.
Anya Lassner gets around the outside, taking lead jammer status for Tampa.
Out of the penalty box, so effective penalty kill there. In the remaining time.
All right, looks like we have a forearm call there on one of the blockers. Meanwhile, a high block called there on Dr. Boom.
Okay, so reversal of fortune, and Anya Last Nerve has already scored 5 points, now approaching the pack again as we have a 4-3 pack, and through the inside, calls it off to ice the jammer, and ice him good because the jammer is still seated.
Yeah, knife through that pack right through the middle and quickly called it off. That was good coordination. Meanwhile, that bench was right there, got that communication out there, called it, given a great opportunity right now, too. Shark Bites already at the line, ready to go. Looks like a full array of blockers out there for the Sirens to try to kill this jam. Only 3 out there for Tampa.
Yes, it is, and that could be the key here, but this will be an extended power start. More than 10 seconds, we can say that much, as some blocking not too far off the line, and positioning there, watch it.
Yeah, that was Bones getting a knockout. Did go out himself, but Bones now playing the pivot.
That'll be a no-earned pass, And, yeah, able to shake that one off. And that
that foot. Oh, no, it looks like he had the foot in the air. Lead jammer status going to Shark Bites.
Able to go back and pass everybody upright and inbounds for lead, but both jammers free.
Yeah, that foot must have been hovering right above the air. Referee looking down at the line was right on top of it.
And worth mentioning, a Sirens blocker a little slow to come up, and
that was Smiley. Yeah, Smiley got banged up yesterday. Hope doing all right. They were taking a look at him.
Okay.
So hopefully it looks like able to get back to feet, heading back to the bench.
Yeah, the Sirens of Savannah already coming in with a shorter roster by 2 in this one, since we had a scratch on complicated.
Yeah, so that's 12 total skaters, and then if you get one banged up, and gosh forbid anybody gets into foul trouble, you got a short rotation, but this is a really talented group that's been doing it all weekend long.
Bodies all over everywhere, and illegal contact called, and that is on the jammer, so we have a power jam for Frico Suave.
Madison picking up another. Now, I'm not mistaken, Madison and Boom have both reported to the box a couple times already, and then gliding through and knifing through the pack one more time, Frico Suave.
Yeah, good point there. We'll have to see as just a third of the way through the game what happens with penalties, and I know the coaches will keep an eye on that as Frico Suave in that scoring pass, weaving and bobbing and dodge, dip, duck, dive, dodge for 5 points.
Yeah, Deathnella just slipped me some information. That is the third penalty already there on Madison.
To the air, but blocked.
Just coming up short, getting that skate down on the inside of the track.
And was that a leg block there on the blocker 02 Cinderella? I believe so. Going to the box nonetheless. No.
That was 2 penalties, actually, so there was an insubordination to follow that up. So we'll double check on that. Cinderella going to have to sit there.
Okay, that may hurt the blocking power as that is it. Wow, big jam for Tampa, 19 points, and just that quickly, what was a competitive and even more competitive middle of this first period, now with 19 points, has to take a little out of the sails of the Sirens of Savannah.
Yeah, so much so. Now it looks like we got a timeout. Let's clarify. I think they might have pointed to the Sirens. It is. Sirens taking another timeout. Yeah, after that big jam, it's a good thing to step back and maybe reset things. Just want to give a shout out. We got some information passed to us. The Sirens are wearing the number 13 in support of Lane Rogers, the Lane Train, number 13 from the Lone Star Chaos in Texas. Diagnosed with cancer of the bone, osteosarcoma, I'm sorry. They're using the hashtag #OurLane on social media. Cancer recently returned after previous treatment. So make sure you check out Facebook page, Cancer Stay Out of Our Lane. Such a great community we have for JRDA. Everybody knows everybody else and looking out. So Sirens doing a good thing, repping a fellow skater who's going through a lot of tough times. Send our thoughts and prayers out to the family and friends, or anybody who's going through any issues with cancer. That's not something anybody wants to deal with, but there are some brave people who have to.
Right, and we are, competitive spirit as it is, we are all a family, and we will all, see each other again on the track. But yes, indeed, a classy move there by the Sirens of Savannah. As back to live action, Tinkerbomb
taking on Bones
on the floor and back up, and 775 Prim Reaper, the captain, anchoring the defense.
Oh, you saw the jammer grab her face real quick. Glad to see got quickly back up. Dr. Boom reporting to the box for a high block.
That's right, the pivot. Dr. Boom, once again, will have to check penalties. Lead jam it is for Bones.
That's a first lead jam there by the Sirens in the last 8 jams.
And Tinkerbomb, okay, holding her face for a second. I won't try to read into that anymore, as Bones, a cut track call. So this will continue as a Tinkerbomb power jam. And Tinkerbomb has already scored 5 points. 1:15 to go in the jam.
Now that's three jammer penalties as well on Bones. So Madison and Bones picking up plenty of jammer penalties. Going to make things tough, but who's out there scoring right now? Stand by.
That is Tinkerbomb with a couple steps on the inside and through again, 10 points, forearm called on the pivot once again.
That's Dr. Boom. That's one of their other potential jammers now picking up some penalties. Ooh, penalties starting to hurt a little bit for the Sirens. Nice work there by 0-2 Cinderella getting a knockout and jumping back.
And then the consequence of skating backwards sometimes, but Bones back in play and completes the initial pass.
That was Hot Wheels stepping up to say hello.
A misconduct call.
Was that on Dr. Boom, I think, who's already in the penalty box. So that means 2 for Dr. Boom.
Yeah, finally standing after what had to be 50 seconds. And 5 points scored by Tinkerbomb and 4 for the Sirens of Savannah Bones. So 15-4 so far, 10 seconds to go in the jam.
Bones coming through the inside, engaged with the front of that pack. Nice work by the Sirens, finally able to slow up Tinkerbomb.
That will do it. We'll see, and leg block called on the Tampa blocker. So 1 blocker each in the penalty box. Dr. Boom standing, and
that looks like, that was number 9, Hot Wheels. Looks like blocking out of bounds.
And 3 more points scored. 15. Oh, there we go. There's the count. 15-11 net 4, and only 4 for Tampa, and that's also telling. A competitive jam, relatively speaking. Despite the score, that jam was competitive, as have several have been.
All right, back at the line, we have Madison take it on number 4 on your last nerve.
And Madison, quick lead jam, about 7 seconds.
It's on your last nerve.
Oh, it is.
We actually jumped out first. Madison was in the back, still trying to get free. On your last nerve now, coming up on a scoring pass.
There's Anya on the screen, and there's the call off, and about a second and a half to spare.
Madison not able to pick up any points. 2 picked up by on your last nerve.
I swear Tampa used to have a skater not unlike Madison, the name at least, but several of these names recycling through the annals of Derby history.
Yeah, there's only so much time. You used to have the vault of who owns which names. That's gone by the wayside. So many skaters, so many people involved.
R.I.P. 2 Evils. Timeout called by Rojo Grande.
All right, yet another timeout. Going to reset things. Looks like Tampa wants to just make sure they discuss right now with a solid lead, 113-25. Make sure you cool everybody out. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't try to overdo things here in the last 7 minutes of the half.
Whatever it is for Tampa, it's working, and Sirens have their moments of brilliance. However, those runaway jams by Tampa, especially the ones early on, could tell the story here, and we've seen that in a couple games already this weekend.
All right, now don't forget we have the WFTDA Continental Cups coming up. They'll be streamed live on WFTDA TV, starting with North America East from Kalamazoo, Michigan on August 17th through the 19th, hosted by the Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. Then we head to Omaha, Nebraska for the North America West for 2018 WFTDA Continental Cup, hosted by Omaha Roller Girls. August 24th to 26th. Our final Continental Cup will be in Europe, hosted in Birmingham by the Birmingham Blitz Dames on October 27th through the 28th. Watch passes go on sale July 31st. That's the end of this month, so stay tuned.
All right. Bones set to jam. No shortage of derby whatsoever out there. Thank you for joining us once again. WFTDA.tv. Bones set to jam against 7, 8, 9 Shark Bites. And
bombing
Bones,
through the inside, no!
A back block called as exiting the pack, and it seemed easy, well, because there was a back block involved.
Yeah, that hole opened up, and I was wondering how that opened up. It was due to illegal contact to the back. Bones, 1 more penalty.
Yikes, as Frico, well, takes the outside and able to, well, maintain position and dodge those 2 blockers. Nicely done. 7-7-5 Prim Reaper with the swing there, but it is 5 points scored.
Yeah, Blitzy was able to briefly slow down that momentum, but quickly back off.
Good block out and back. Okay, resetting again.
Yeah, Shark Bites trying to work through, reset to the back. Now this is the 4th lead jam of the game for Shark Bites. 4 for 4, 100%.
More blocking by the captain, the veteran Prim Reaper, but finally it is on the other end, 5 more points.
Oh, getting up, getting the legs way high in the air for initial pass by Bones.
Nice. 50 seconds to go in the jam. Shark Bites has control, but is calling it off in probably time. Yes, 0-2.
2 points. Yeah, that was. You could hear the bench screaming, "Hey, call it off!" Picked his head up immediately, called it off just in time. Great communication. That's one thing you practice. You got to really be able to practice, hear that in real time. A lot of times you see skaters not paying attention to the bench. Boom, that head popped up immediately. That's good coaching.
An even 100-point lead by Tampa. Tampa skates in a similar atmosphere at the Wrecking Hall in Tampa. Sport Court, a converted hockey rink, as Scarlett Davidson jams against Frico Suave, who
going
is
the
leaving
long
the track.
way around the outside with a back block. Power jam now switching over. That is number 3 jamming for the Black. That is Scarlett Davidson jamming for the first time.
And Scarlett Davidson blocked out as well. Careful not to cut track, but excellent work off camera by the first line of defense there by Tampa, now recycling back into the pack.
All right, this is the first lead jam there by the Sirens in the last 5 jams, looking to get some scoring going. Pivot reporting to the box. Little extra room out there.
Yeah, Captain Haley Dubinsky in the box. There are 2 blockers, and here comes the jammer. And we can say that because they can't hear us.
Oh, look at that strong blocking. 1 blocker left out there doing a phenomenal job. That is Nightmare holding up the jammer all by themselves.
Scarlett Davidson with points on the board, and calling the jam. Was that in time? I love the attempt, though.
Yeah, that was
5
great
points.
effort at the end of the jam. But to no avail, Sirens winning the jam, bringing their score up to 30 points with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go here.
Yep, 125-30, and coach is in the infield. Clock is still running.
Oh, yeah, that was the first time the Sirens have scored in the last 10 jams. Oh, my gosh, Tampa locking things down.
An official timeout as we have Haley Dubinsky and also 8-6, or no, that is, can't quite make out exactly who is in the box joining Haley. Haley is standing the pivot, so it will be 4-2 pack when we pick up again, as number 4, Anya Last Nerve, set to jam against 9904 Bones when we pick up again.
All right, I was telling you about the Continental Cups. Let me tell you about the playoffs. 2018 International WFDDL playoffs begin August 31st through to September 2nd in beautiful A Corona, Spain, hosted by the Brigantius Roller Derby. Then we head to Atlanta. So we'll get back to that. Back to the action. Stand by.
Yes, worldwide derby action, and some to come sooner rather than later, as a forearm called on Anya Last Nerve, and Bones is...
Yeah, that's the second jammer penalty on Anya Last Nerve. Bones trying to get free.
Yeah, completes the initial pass despite losing 2 blockers simultaneously to the penalty box. Bones with lead jam controls this jam. 1 blocker coming back in for Tampa, but Bones on a scoring pass and a spin, and another spin, and another spin, more spins than Whirlpool, and 1 more, well, okay, but stays in bounds apparently, and does so, yes, 5 big points.
That's a whirling dervish around the outside. Every spin right on that outside edge and not giving it up, staying in bounds.
And look, Anya Last Nerve, no, a track cut, came back in quickly, but a cut track it was. So Bones back in play, 4 points scored.
Bones still fighting to front of the pack. Here comes the offense flowing forward. Everybody knocks to the outside, and Bones calls it off.
Bones ices the jammer. It'll be about a 20-second ice. And more points scored there, 9 plus. Is there any more? I'm seeing fingers in the air.
A solid 4 right next to each other. Jam ref choosing instead of spread the fingers out. When you know they're all together, that means that's 4 points. That brings Sirens up to 39 points so far in the first half. We got enough time just for a couple more jams.
On ref's honor, 9 points scored, 39 at 125. Under 2.5 to go. This is number 411, Madison, with the power start. And could be a big one for momentum going into the half. Lead jam already.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Sirens and coaches are hoping for. Just pick up some momentum going into that second half. Maybe get some little coaching at halftime and then come out fired up and ready to go.
And and able to maintain position despite the blocking, and good three blockers right on the edge of the track.
Yeah, that nice finishing hit there took down Madison, but Madison resets. That was a legal contact on that hit. That was number 110, Little Miss Perfect.
And back again is On Your Last Nerve, completing the initial pass, and Madison scoring, calling it off as immediately passing through the pack, ensuring one more jam. Yes, 5 points scored, a minute 30, and 10 points it is, 125-49.
Sirens haven't had too many multi-pass jams. Looks like that's probably only the third one, in the first half. So Tampa able to get out quickly enough and minimize that damage.
A 2.5 to 1 ratio, roughly, for you flat track stats fans, though that may not play too much into here. Bones jams against Tinkerbomb.
Oh, skipping around the outside, Bones gets free.
And it is lead jam, and that is several key lead jams. Now taking advantage of the lead jam without committing penalties is the story here, possibly, and that is a clean 5-point jump.
Big swing and miss there. Rain DePayne had all types of ill intent, but just getting out of the way was Bones, gotten up over that block.
And Bones again blasting, attempting to blast through, spins, and
we have a star pass to Honey Badger. Putting the pressure on, good wherewithal. Did it so fast we barely even picked up on it. I just saw it in the pivot's hand as they were taking off from the pack.
Honey Badger cares, but didn't have time to come back around. But yes, there was a call off. Just 5 points. No, there we go. 9 points. 9 points.
All right, so with 15 seconds of counting down, it's the very first star pass of the game. They haven't been using that strategy so much.
Watch the clock. 5 seconds to go. Will we get this jam off?
Yes, we should, because there's 30 seconds. 1 second remains on the game clock.
Okay, yes. Official time kept in the infield. Unfortunately, that was synced up perfectly to what is happening on the track as 7-8-9 Shark Bites drawn back, and Madison practically engulfed by our vantage. Oh, there we go. I see Madison now. Strong hypercube up front by Tampa, and losing the pivot, however. And there's a jump on the inside. Was it clean? And no, it was not. It was a cut.
No, that was Dr. Boom pulling the track cut, jumping back. Dr. Boom, multifaceted Swiss Army knife, playing pivot, playing jam, playing great defense. Now Madison through on the initial pass.
No lead jammer and 2 blockers in the box for Tampa, along with the jammer and 2 Tampa now in penalty trouble as 110 is called back into play.
Yeah, Madison thought about calling it off, could not call it off. Now great opportunity to score points with only 1 blocker out there.
Yep, and I would keep that going as well. 5 points scored.
Yeah, if you only have to pass 1 to get all 5, that is great work. They want to keep this rolling. Let's see what we can get at the end of the first half here.
Pivot returning to play, jammer returning to play, 1 blocker set to return to play, 2 blockers set to return to play. 45 seconds to go in the jam, and jammer removes the star, I do believe, and but we all know who it is.
Throw a tough shoulder. That was Madison taking a star off. Threw a shoulder into the blocker and then stepped over.
And another Tampa blocker set, 2 Tampa blockers sent to the box. That is once again Haley Dubinsky, the captain, among those set to return probably at the end of this jam, if not the second half.
All right, that's 1 minute and 40 seconds killed before the final initial pass coming by Shark Bites. Great defense there by the Sirens. Now Blitzy has the star for the Sirens.
Sirens losing a blocker, and Shark Bites through for 4 points of Tampa's own.
Look at that, 68 points by the Sirens, 72 points. Great push at the end of the first half, but Tampa's sitting with that mountain of 129 points that they built up early in that first half.
Man, oh man, what a game we have here, and still within the Sirens' reach. This is not a runaway yet, especially in the last 5 to 7 minutes or so. Whew. Do you like quality roller derby? We've got it here for you in just the 7th place game today with the Tampa All-Stars and the Sirens of Savannah All-Stars right here at WFTDA.tv. More to come before you know it.
Top shop. All right, welcome back. Second half now coming up. Sirens of Savannah, Tampa Bay Junior Derby. What do you have to say there, standby? Great first half.
Awesome action all around, and still a close game, relatively speaking. 14 points to 4 in the previous jam.
All right, so penalty situations. We got some predicaments coming up here right now for the Sirens of Savannah. You got 5 penalties on Cinderella, 4 on Boom, 5 on Madison, one of the main jammers, 4 on Prim Reaper, and 4 on Bones. I'm kind of worried with the 4 on Bones, 5 on Madison, and Dr. Boom. We know these are veteran players with junior roller derby, so they're going to do the best to stay in the game. But right now, total of 29 penalties for the Sirens, 8 jammer penalties. Right now, 24 total penalties for Tampa Bay, 7 jammer penalties. They have Little Miss Perfect sitting with 5. Anya Last Nerve has 4. And the captain, Haley Dubinsky, unfortunately sitting with 6. So got to play clean to help your team down the stretch. That's what captains do. They step up when you need them to. And Haley is a veteran of the team.
Right, so we'll see what happens and see if that affects lineups, at least in the short term. Already, Marie talking to at hashtag Talk2JRDA saying way to end the half, Sirens of Savannah. And Delinda, yes, congratulates the Orphan Brigade. I am not from Iowa, so I'm not used to saying Orphan Brigade from Quad City, who did earn 9th place previously. This, of course, the 7th place game. 5th place game will be the River City Riot versus Philly. That will be at 1 Eastern, noon Central. The 3rd place game will be the Mob City Misfits versus the Attack Pack. And glad to say that as far as the Attack Pack goes, that Road Rage is okay, no major injuries. Will not be skating today, but that information passed along. Again, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific for the 3rd place game. And the championship, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, the Diamond City Miners versus Des Moines.
That is for all the marbles. Diamond City Miners doing a phenomenal job. Des Moines really stepped up, had a great game to close out yesterday. The anticipation's building. You see everybody starting to talk about who do you think? Can you think we're going to have a change in who's the champion this year? Des Moines looking really, really strong, but Diamond City, you got to beat the man to be the man.
Woo!
All right, we've got a full box here. It looks like for Tampa Bay to start the second half.
That's right, Bones and Honey Badger and 2 blockers for Tampa out of the box, including Haley Dubinsky, and lead jam it is for Bones. So pushing up front.
Yeah, it was Honey Badger released out there in the back of the pack trying to find a solution. Bones diving to the front, quite literally.
And through the Sirens are 5 big points to start off.
That's what they want. Start getting some momentum here in the second half.
Star Stash.
That was Honey Badger. Oh, start passed already. That is to number 7, Haley Dubinsky.
Multiplayer block there on 110, Little Miss Perfect for Tampa. And jam is called after 4 more points, 181-129.
Hey, that's how you start. A quick 9 points is there. Got to kind of worry having a pivot being Haley Dubinsky. You don't want to see that star pass and have an accidental penalty and then basically lose your jammer for the rest of the jam. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, Madison back at the line.
Frico Suave, 12-17 for Tampa, one of the more prolific jammers in this tournament, as
Rico Suave, I'm being told, is the highest scoring jammer in the game with 48 total points. Good job. Right now, looks like number 2 is 112. That is 20 points by Tinkerbomb.
And crashed into the pivot, but everyone is back up and okay, and it is Frico Suave with lead jam.
Pack is stalling out there between 1 and 2 turn.
Half lap lead turns into a third of a lap, and a through the pack, and a call off just barely in time. 1 point to show for it.
Yeah, Madison coming up very hot at the end there as the jam's called off. 81 for the Sirens of Savannah, 130 to Tampa. I can't say anything, man. This is just picking up pace. We're exactly where we left off and maybe hitting the accelerator a little more here for the second half.
Yep, 9904 Bones. Set to jam against number 4, Anya Last Nerve. No surprise.
Anya choosing to set back a little bit. Hands behind the back, ready to be unleashed. And unleashed, she's jumping into the back.
Through the middle, and a slide opening, and now a strictly defensive pack.
A slight build on Anya Last Nerve, but the aggression is all there. Just throwing body right into the pack now. worming her way through a 3 brace in the front.
Much the same, but one jammer or one blocker lost for Savannah, and lead jam it is on your last nerve.
Peaches and Screams getting a knockout now, dragging all the way back. Bones getting all he can deal with, just trying to get around that first turn.
Completes the initial, and on your last nerve scores.
Yeah, Scarlett Davidson with a big swing and a miss as Anya gets out of the pack, gets that scoring pass completed, as you said.
Okay, so 4 points for Tampa, makes it 134 to 81. Jamer's already on the line. We have 4-11 Madison and the veteran 112 Tinkerbomb.
Yeah, one jam start, 9 points quickly on the board for Sirens. Last 2 jams now going to Tampa, picking up 5 points back. Right now we got one blocker in the box. That's Tingren, number 22 for the Sirens.
And good recovery there from an early block. Lead jam it is for Tinkerbomb.
Madison able to escape, almost got taken out with a late hit there, but stays on the track. Smiley now reporting to the penalty box just as Tingren's released.
And again, another attempt at the block out, but Tampa scores, and it is 4 points scored.
There you go, tit for tat. Sirens of Savannah came out with a nice strong jam. Now fighting back is Tampa, and they're going to go Bones again by the Sirens. And of course, Frico Suave, highest scoring jammer so far in the game for Tampa.
Blockers joined center of the straightaway as we have the Savannah blockers up first, and that opening on the outside pretty much for that lineup into lead jam in record time is Frico Suave, and now around on a scoring pass.
Yeah, tiptoeing right down the tightrope, getting it, and now quickly getting through the pack, and we're losing more blockers for the Sirens.
Oh boy, we have 37-37 Smiley and also 61 Jade Grenade.
Yeah, only 2 blockers going to remain out there. We're going to send Scarlett Davidson up there with Tingren. There is a blocker in the box, though, for Tampa, so 3-on-2 advantage going to Tampa.
112 Tinkerbomb, 9904 Bones set to go.
Quick switch out. We had Dr. Boom jump on and taking Tingren off as the pivot.
Same deal as 3 blockers encircling the 2 for Savannah.
Look at Bones sitting there trying to lean on, maybe help the defense out.
Yeah.
But now he's got to go to the offense and jumping forward.
Tinkerbomb, no, it was a cut track.
Oh, and guess what? There's a cut track also on Bones. It's a race to the penalty box. Who gets the behind down first?
Bones sits first, about 2 seconds. Bones released, and now Tinkerbomb released, and we're back to live action as straight on into the pack. Both go.
Bones just barreling through the inside, but unfortunately goes down. Tinker held there, knocked in the middle of the pack, just locked up with that Sirens defense and slides through the inside.
That completes the initial pass for both. And a shoulder, and then oh, my bad. Or maintaining balance, 1.
Check that, check that. Staying on her feet, that's all that matters, trying to score points. Oh, pile up on the inside. It's a multiplayer on the pivot there for Tampa.
And also a jammer penalty, a forearm penalty it is.
Oh, this is getting dangerous here. We talked about the penalties. Bones was already sitting on a couple. Just picked up 2 more in this jam alone. Still see him sitting there. I believe that may be 5 or 6 right now, sitting down. So not, I got confirmation from our producer, Death Nell, that is 6. So got to be careful. Don't want to foul out and then lose the rest of the jam like we were talking about earlier with Haley.
Right, and Tinkerbomb approaching the pack. And 61 looking for a track cut, not going to get it, and just bounced off Tinkerbomb, who scores, who I was a little concerned earlier in the jam. 5 points scored, yes. I was a little concerned at touching her face a few times, but seems to be okay now. And through again, except I heard a whistle and a forearm call. That is
on jammers. That's Tinkerbomb going down. Now, as I was hoping or expecting, Dr. Boom taking the start, giving Bones a little bit of a break to hopefully get things set up. Dr. Boom putting the pressure on, jam comes to the end.
And what a fun 2 minutes it was, and a productive jam for Tampa, 14 points scored.
Very productive. Got a nice easy run of it with 2 penalties coming from the jammer. Dr. Boom, who took the star as the pivot, now actually going to jam. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scoreless jams in a row for the Sirens after coming out and putting a 9 spot up to start.
Yikes, as Dr. Boom, yes, has the advantage of the power start, and jammer for Tampa still seated as 37-37 Smiley also returning to play.
Nice strong block there. Oh, and getting the cut track. That was phenomenal work by the pivot. I'm not sure who that was for Tampa Bay. Standing tall and then getting the cut track.
This is Los Anarchist level kind of track cut getting, as it were, as Tinker Bomb returns to play.
And how couldn't I have guessed? That was actually number 7, Haley DaVinci, the captain, digging in deep, knocking Dr. Boom off, getting that cut track call.
And just bouncing off blockers down momentarily, recovers quickly, and this time it was 775 Prim Reaper.
You never could keep a good Tinker Bomb down. Now jetting out to the front of the pack, lead jammer.
Calls it quickly.
Yeah, one more hit for good measure and calls it off. Tinker Bomb, I think, over there, bent over, taking a deep breath, gonna probably take some time to get reset. That was a very physical jam. As you said, bouncing off a bunch of players, bouncing off the ground and getting back up. Hopefully we see her return to the game.
No points to show for it, however.
There was no points, and that lead jammer status was earned the hard way. Got Madison sitting there with the hands on top of the helmet, getting ready to take on Shark Bites.
And Madison spun, but yes, sent out by Rain to Pain. And once again, Rain to Pain just bowled over there. Frico Suave still in the same spot as about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. That's Shark Bites, not Rico Suave. Shark Bites 7, 8, 9. It's funny, I was standing behind him, standing downstairs. And I was like, 7, 8, 9. It's like, oh, I see what you did there. Shark Bites.
And Madison lead jam, and what a hard-earned lead jam it was, about 30 seconds off the clock.
Going to the outside, calling it off as she bumped out Madison.
Anything to show for it, 2 points it is.
Great effort, but what you've seen so much is that Tampa Bay defense minimizing the damage. Yes, Sirens have been able to score some points, but not able to get them in bunches, locking things down. That's a great sign of good coaching and really focused players out there. They really want to get this win. They want to walk out in 7th place.
A little less than a 2-to-1 ratio, 2/3 of the way into the game, as number 3, Scarlett Davidson, set to jam.
Yeah, I think we saw her once or twice already, but starting to jump into the rotation now that Bones has got some penalties.
Scarlett with lead.
Why haven't they been jamming her earlier? I don't know. Now she's in there ready to get the work done.
No earned pass on this initial pass for Frico Suave.
And just to be clear, I wasn't questioning Coach. I just meant get a lead jammer status. You want to take advantage of those as many as you can.
Frico Suave full speed ahead and blocked out.
Came out very quick. I was waiting for the takeoff, but no, called for a penalty. I didn't see what it was.
That's right. It was a low block.
All right, so that's 5 points now on the board for Scarlett Davidson in lead.
Power jam here. Tampa definitely ready. Pile up in the back.
Yeah, everything comes to a halt in between turns 3 and 4. Bones up there trying to play some offense, but Scarlett Davidson locked in jail in the back. That was a great job there in the back by Little Miss Perfect and Peaches and Screams just to shut that thing down.
And icing the jammer, so timing is critical there. 8 points scored.
That is Stutterstruck, I believe, out there. That's jamming for the first time in the game, 89. And, of course, I had to make mention, and there comes Madison.
Okay. Well, we're going to take advantage of this power start with one of the more prolific jammers, as Tampa has done to us before, is what I would say if I were a coach of Savannah. In the inside, lead jam.
I think that was Dr. Boom working with Blitzy, getting the hole opened and a very quick pass.
And straight into the back of the pack is Frico Suave, making up for lost time as Sirens lose a blocker.
And
Sirens lose a jammer for a cut.
Yep. Just avoiding that hit. Frico Suave. Oh, gliding through the inside.
5 points scored.
Didn't even have to get that high. Carried so much speed, just glided over the apex.
And again,
once Frico Suave gets up to full speed, he's borderline unstoppable this weekend.
and we're seeing it. Textbook from the book of Frico Suave, the drawback, and 2 blockers went back, but only 1 needed to be passed there as Frico 5 points.
Yeah, Prim Reaper did the job getting a knockout, but so quickly back on the track and already through scoring by the time they were getting back into position.
Madison back into play.
Look at Tampa just grinding things down. Madison gets back out, but just grinding it down, not giving any space at all.
No pack called briefly, and a cut track on Frico Suave in all the excitement.
Oh, it looks like we have the jammer sitting in a box for Tampa.
That's right. Yeah, cut track and out of play.
Thank you.
And also, let's see, 1 blocker each in the box.
Yeah, I missed the cut track. Thank you for keeping us abreast of that standby. Oh, clockwise block being called. Now another blocker going to box for Tampa.
That's 2 blockers and a jammer. A full penalty box for Tampa. Both, let's see, yes, Frico Suave is standing in the box as Madison is scoring.
Well, wait, we have the pivot report into the box, but there's already 2 skaters blocking. Got to get sent back out. No blocker on the track.
3 skaters released simultaneously. 2 blockers in the box right now, 1 standing. So Tampa in a bit of having penalty issues. We'll say 16-10. Still net 6 for the Tampa All-Stars in that jam.
Meanwhile, Sirens now at 101, able to get over the century mark. That is a good sign. 15 minutes to go here in the second half.
And yes, Shutterstruck set to jam, assuming still out there at the end of the timeout.
Yeah, Shutterstruck trying to get an opportunity to jam, and then the timeout is called. Looks like called it by the Sirens.
Sirens confirming again this their first appearance at JRDA Champs, and impressing everyone, as is Tampa, the veteran Tampa team. And again, Tampa always in the conversation when you talk about the top teams in the Junior Roller Derby Association and some of the pioneers of Junior Derby.
Most definitely Tampa, one of the longtime teams, showing what they're made of, always bringing a quality squad to playoffs.
The closest JRDA game I ever saw, and I don't ever want to see this happen again, Duval versus Tampa in the regional tournament a couple years ago in Tampa, where the game ended, last jam ended, and Tampa won by 1 point, or appeared to. Again, that's why when the clock hit 0, we say unofficial final. Well, it turned into a 1-point win for Tampa. Then it turned into a tie. Everyone lines up, and then a 1-point win for Duval without another jam being played.
So right now, Tampa Jammer turn around facing the Jammer. Well, that's intimidating.
Well, just dodged that. Didn't even engage the one-on-one, but Tampa actually playing defense now. Yeah, Jammer playing defense, that's why.
That was Jay Grenade now jamming, I believe, for the first time for the Sirens.
And Tampa losing a blocker, but it is lead jam, yes, for Jay Grenade.
Another blocker reporting to the box. Penalty starting to pick up here as the half goes on.
Sirens down 1 blocker as well, as the pivot 999 set to return to play. Honey Badger you'll see shortly. And through the initial pass is On Your Last Nerve. And everyone in the building not associated with Tampa saying, call it.
Yeah, you could hear the bench calling it. You heard part of the stands calling it. Got the call off as they needed. Everybody volunteering to help.
172-101 scoreless jam. And first one of those I remember seeing as 449 Blitzy set to jam against number 4 On Your Last Nerve.
All right, so Death Knell just passed it over. We're seeing a lot of new jammers on the Siren side. That's because you have Madison and Bones both sitting on 6 penalties.
Okay, so yeah, good coaching there as
oh, look at the Matrix move.
Yes, indeed. On Your Last Nerve maintains what she was trying to earn there. Lead jam it is.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some stick-em on those toe stops. Just a toe stop alone was on the track and able to pull it back in. Great body control.
Meanwhile, up front, again, Blitzy pushing and pushing against 3 skaters.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the back of that brace, Anya Trill trying to push on through. Back block now, the call on Smiley. Looks like a star hasn't passed. That's been passed to Bones.
And meanwhile, Anya Last Nerve on effective lockdown for about 15 seconds and now out for 5 points.
Bones pushing forward, but you can tell there's not quite the same aggression sitting on the 6 penalties, just trying to slide on by.
We
had a blocking out of bounds on the blocker for Tampa Bay. Goes in, accidentally slides off the seat. Luckily, everybody okay in the penalty box.
Yes, it was. Little Miss Perfect. We'll see if anything comes out of that. Jam ends 8 total for Tampa, 180-101. And Sirens looking for an official review. We'll see what happens with that as soon as we find out. But again, sitting at unofficially 12:52 to go in the game. Sirens of Savannah, 101 to Tampa's 180.
All right, now, if you're enjoying this action, want to get in and comment or send us any questions, hit us up at #TalkToJRDA. If you have any questions or any feedback, use the hashtag #TalkToJRDA to chat with us on Twitter. And don't forget to follow JRDA on Twitter using @JRDA Rock. So coming up next, River City taking on Philly at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Philly pulling out their first win ever at championships on Friday, getting a solid win yesterday, now playing for 5th place, trying to wreck the overall rankings, while River City, as consistent as always, sitting there playing for 5th as well.
Right, that's going to be an awesome matchup, and I will get to sit back and watch. So happy about that. Again, that will be coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central Time, right here at WFTDA.tv, followed by the 3rd place game at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, with the Mod City Misfits and the Attack Pack of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, and then, of course, if you're going to talk about those, 6 p.m., that is where it's all going to be decided. Who's going to walk away with the championships? Reigning champs, Diamond City Miners coming back, but Des Moines has some ill intent. They want to take that trophy home back and make sure that they make it their own. So stay tuned. We got some phenomenal action. This place is going to be roaring in the next game. Us here in Feasterville, PA at the Sportsplex, there are Philly fans everywhere, parents, fans. You're going to hear a lot of noise. This place is going to be electric, so stay tuned next.
Des Moines, Iowa, Bakersfield, California, and they come to Philadelphia to battle it out, yes, for the championship of the Junior Roller Derby Association in the Open Division. 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific time, right here at
What happened to the Mountain
WFTDA.tv.
Times?
We had that last year.
I was like, I don't know, the mountains just aren't really appreciated enough. But either way, if you know what time it is Eastern time, you can figure out the rest. We've all worked with that all year long.
7-8-9 Shark Bites with Lee Jam.
All right, so what do we have? We're going to get some updates after this jam. We'll get some updates from our producer, Defnella.
But a track cut on Jade Grenade, so Shark Bites continuing, and this will be a power jam. 5 points scored already. Skaters lining up again respectively, and on the inside, however, was blocked out. And swings, and yes, a good block there, but apparently the blocker went out and did so as Tampa continues to score. That was a pass not earned, so yeah, as we used to call, no pass, no penalty on that, not a track cut.
Jade Grenade unleashed from the penalty box, going through the inside, makes contact with Shark Bites.
Wow, and jammer engagement like we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, they both went down pretty hard. Glad to see them both get up and now back engaged with the pack. Unfortunately, engaged with the pack. That was number 61, Jade Grenade, getting dumped to the outside.
Penalty box is clear. Mark that down in the book. And Shark Bites marked down 4 more points.
Nice footwork there on the outside. Good job by Jade Grenade getting free on the initial pass.
And Shark Bites, through again, but not for the outstanding blocking effort by the Sirens.
That was a good job. Got nice and low, used that leverage, took the hit, spun. Shark Bites Okay, so I did get an update on the official review. The black team was asking why there wasn't a call made for illegal contact on pink number 4, but referees discussed that they did not see anything that would stand, so no call will be made.
Good call on the official review because, you know, penalties starting to take even more effect, more impact on the game.
All right, we just got an update, too, that Little Miss Perfect, too many penalties will not be returning to the game, unfortunately. But right now, Tampa's sitting in a strong position, 197-101.
Yes, indeed. Frico Suave jamming against Bones. Bones with a no pass earned, so still eligible to score.
Meanwhile, not being able to get out of the pack is Tampa, so scoring now is Bones.
Cut track, and we'll see who that cut track was on, but I did see a call in the outfield. Nobody leaving the track. Maybe it was waved off.
Well, we'll see. Oh, beautiful spin on the inside. Oh, and fighting off the hit is Bones.
And through for 4 points is Bones.
Oh, now we see the jammer. That is Frico Suave reporting to the penalty box. Power jam going to the Sirens.
And here it is, a big chance for the Sirens, and more points scored. That is, of course, a 5-point pass. Aside from Frico Suave, penalty box is clear as blockers almost at a standstill, now moving 3 and looking for some offense being played. Just spins and swinging around and working it solo. And Haley Dubinsky up front stays legal, but then goes back to the pack. 5 points scored.
Yeah, great effort. Just relentless work there by Bones, spinning, stepping, doing everything he can all by himself because, hey, the blockers are staying back now waiting for that jammer to be released.
And Frico Suave back into play, picking up where Frico left off. 4 points it is.
Bones did the apex jump, wasn't sure, doesn't want to foul out of the game, recycles himself all the way to the back.
Being extra careful, you called it.
That's veterans for you, because actually back out there, you mentioned Haley was out there. Haley's been sitting on 6 penalties for a long time. They know what they have to do to stay in the game.
Frico scores and looking to score again.
However, that was a little risky. Bones throwing the hit onto Frico Suave.
And there's that risk, and the payoff is a track cut. Meanwhile, Bones was playing it awfully careful towards the tail end of that jam, and the result is 18-8, net 10 for the Sirens with about 8 minutes to go in the game when we pick up again. As number 89, Shutterstruck.
Yeah, I was just told that was an 18-point jam. That's the highest scoring jam so far by the Sirens in the game. Big opportunity there for Bones, capitalizing on that power jam.
And losing a blocker to the penalty box, 2 blockers in the box for Savannah. As Shutterstruck still in the initial pass, 20 seconds in, and almost bowling over the pivot looking for a call, no call.
Almost bowling over. That was bowling over. She's got a full head of steam. That is not somebody I want to get in front of. Shutterstruck just pumped those legs real hard.
Cut track on the pivot on the Sirens, but Tampa also losing rain to pain.
There was a remedy to Shutterstruck. That's Lemon Nate with a big hit stopping Shutterstruck.
Lead jammer out of the box is Frico Suave, who just avoids a down skater, own teammate, and threw for 5 points just like that.
Yeah, it's hopped over the own skater that went down. And the best part is just like so calm doing it, like does this every single day. Great job putting on the skills, Frico Suave.
Ooh, and Shutterstruck welcomed to the Tampa Penitentiary, led by number 9, Hot Wheels.
Shutterstruck shakes his head, looking at that defense, standing tall in the back.
Frico almost leaping into the pack and through on another scoring pass, 5 points.
Yeah, the result of that is the player reporting to the box. That is Blitzy for the Sirens of Savannah. Now another blocker going to the box. Oh, Blitzy getting the get out of jail free card, getting told to come back on by our referee. That is Richie Cranium.
Yeah. And jam continues, 5 seconds to go. Frico Suave scoring 20 points so far.
After getting released from the penalty box, that's a heck of an effort.
Go figure, 25. That's got to be some sort of record. And it is. 230, 119. 5:53 and counting.
That's the highest scoring jam of the game after getting released from the penalty box. 25 points. That is putting on a show in a short amount of time.
Wow. And Tampa starting to seal it here in the 7th place game for the Junior Roller Derby Association in the Open Division.
All right, right now I see Madison standing behind the penalty box, and now, unfortunately, too many penalties going to not be returning to the game.
Penalties, as we knew, they would start to affect the teams in the second half. Eventually, you've got to play your whole roster, and we'll see what happens here. Sirens already 2 shorter than Tampa on the roster that we have received this morning.
Like I said, going deeper into that jammer rotation right now, Jay Grenade back at the line for the Sirens.
Okay, and number 4 it is, on your last nerve.
Once again, Tampa knocking down that jammer. That defense in the back there, 88, patrolling Nightmare, just giving the business to, Jay Grenade in the back trying to fight her way into turn 1.
Anya lead jam, and Anya in the air. And Anya scoring 5 points.
All right, so we just had Bones report to the penalty box. He's going to have to stand up after he serves the penalty, not able to rejoin this jam. That is the 7th penalty now on Bones.
Oh, boy. And a no earned pass there, but okay, jam is called, and 5 points. Plus 2, 7, 237, 119 as the Sirens by penalty attrition.
Yeah, it looks like we got Smiley reporting to the box, going to finish out that penalty by Bones. Bones, unfortunately, not going to return to the game, but did a great effort staying in the game this long. Actually, was an impact blocker when he was in there switching that rollover, and then still had that monster jam. The largest scoring jam of the game did go to Bones. So, veteran player, sorry to see him leave, but the rules are the rules.
Yeah, this time Blitzy with the star against 112 Tinkerbomb. Tinkerbomb with lead. There was a regional championship game, which I don't remember the team, but a team that was had lost so many skaters to penalties and won by ejection that was almost in danger of having to concede in the championship game.
Oh, that's sad to hear. I mean, penalties happen. We don't want to see them happen. We don't want to see the team, actually get a win based off them. We just want to see them go out there and compete so hard. There's so much practice and time and effort put in by all these kids, the parents, all the volunteers. We just want to see them have the best opportunity to show the skills that they have acquired.
Right, and with 3:40 to go, we will see what the remaining skaters can do as Tampa effectively has earned their 7th place. But again, Scarlett Davidson jams against Shark Bites.
Yeah, and just in case you haven't noticed, there's no timeouts left for the Sirens, no official review. We're going to run this thing out, not able to stop the clock. And cut track is the call on Scarlett Davidson. So power jam going to flip-flop to Tampa.
And lead jam it is for Shark Bites, controlling the next 2 minutes effectively.
Yeah, we'll see if Tampa chooses to just keep this clock running as we're winding it down. 2:39 on the board for Tampa, 119 for the Sirens of Savannah.
And locked up there with a couple blockers, but through on the inside, Perseverance, 5 points scored.
You saw those elevator doors shut. That was Dr. Boom and Smiley, and somehow bounced off and still kept going forward.
And good drawback there by the pivot for the Sirens.
Shark Bites always seem to move forward no matter what, just keeping the legs pumping. So much effort now weaves away out on the front stretch.
5 points scored again. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Jam halfway over. Initial pass completed by Scarlett Davidson.
Oh, Smiley with a big knockout on Shark Bites and has a blocker come right into him.
And the Sirens blocker, Dr. Boom, sent to the penalty box and now exiting the track on his own.
Yeah, Dr. Boom, another impact player. Oh, it's tough to see, players leaving the game. It is the end of the game. 119 is a really good score by Sirens of Savannah. They're going to try to put some more up. It's been a pleasure watching them all weekend.
Oh, yeah,
no
definitely.
doubt about it. Unfortunately, penalties catching up with them over the weekend.
And my good friend Mark Hefner at WSAV in Savannah, I'll make sure he knows about the performance of the Sirens this weekend.
New jammer out there. I believe that's Abby Normal.
Jam
but then
called.
skated off the track. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I saw Abby Normal report. I saw the other jammer run off, and then Abby Normal ran off the track as well. So we finished with no jammer by Tampa on the track.
So likely delay of game on Tampa that will go against, if so, that will go against the captain, not the jammer, but the captain. And we'll pick up shortly, assuming that's it.
Yeah, if the captain gets a penalty, that'll be the last penalty on Haley, who's been riding a boatload of penalties, 6 for a long time, but doing a great job staying in the game. So we'll wait and find out. Hopefully that's not the case, but the rules are the rules. Referees make sure everybody does what they're supposed to do. We'll wait for clarification.
Next game after this, stay tuned. 1 Eastern, noon Central, the River City Riot versus Philly. That will be for 5th place. 3rd place game, again at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, the Mob City Misfits versus the Attack Pack from St. Petersburg, Florida. And the big one, as you know, the Diamond City Miners versus Des Moines. Illegal procedure called on the jammer. So we will start with Blitzy.
That is Abby Normal sitting down, coming out, only jammed for, I don't know, about like 3 or 4 seconds, skate off the track, illegal procedure. So 2 blockers out there for the Sirens, and Blitzy is stalking that jammer line.
Scoring table feverishly trying to get Honey Badger's attention and does so as the official timeout continues, but we're set to go, and Sirens perhaps skating us out here, Blitzy, to see if we can add any more points for the Sirens of Savannah in what has been a great first weekend, championship weekend for the Sirens, and look forward to seeing a lot more from them as the years progress.
Yeah, our NSOs are right down here in front of us in turn 4, basically doing jumping jacks, trying to get the recognition of the referees. They came over. We got it all squared away once again to set the stage. 2 blockers out there for Sirens of Savannah, and Blitzy is winding up.
Yeah.
I don't know what the strategy is, just figuring out trying to stay out of the way, not get a penalty, or waiting for the blockers to get released.
Or waiting on blockers to block themselves to the penalty box as the pivot is lost. And again, more penalty trouble. Prim Reaper standing.
Now I see that. I don't know if there was a legal procedure put in on that penalty, because now we're a minute in and we still haven't seen Abby Normal released from the box. So there probably was an additional penalty added.
Or a 30-second penalty. We'll get clarification later on that.
They started to jam in the penalty box and we killed a minute, so that means they had to have that second penalty to sit there for a full minute.
And lead jam out of the box is Abby Normal with 1:14 to go, 40 seconds in the game.
Had a minute to sit there and get all juiced up, and boom, gets lead jammer status. Now looking to score points.
Abby Normal again.
Secret weapon, Abby Normal coming in late in the game, putting the 5 spot up.
Initial pass completed by Blitzy, and 20 seconds to go in the period.
Yeah, Abby Normal out there looking to close this game out. Interesting. Tampa Bay went to the bullpen, called Abby Normal. Now you have Raina Payne coming up, telling her to call it off, call it off. Good communication.
5 seconds and counting to go in the game.
But there's no way to stop the clock by the Sirens.
Tampa calls a timeout.
Oh, interesting strategy. I was like, all right, that was good. You could have called it off. There's nobody going to stop the clock, and the Sirens chose to stop the clock.
Pulling the Chuck Best, 2 seconds to go on the clock. 7 points scored, and perhaps more. We'll see what happens, as we are insured for better or worse, for fun, and mostly for fun. One more jam.
Bonus time roller derby. Always like that final jam. Thank you all for being out there on the interwebs watching us here. JRDA Day 3 Championships. This is where all the places are being settled right now. 7th place on the line. Tampa Bay looks like they have it locked up. We're still going to get one more jam. I don't foresee a 100-point jam, so Sirens of Savannah are going to finish in 8th place. Very admirable work all weekend long. Standby.
Right, fair enough. Excellent game played. And Philly and the River City Riot already standing on the sidelines, waiting to take the rolling whistle. Okay, it happens at Champs too.
Yeah, we got 2 tracks, one behind us. I hear a whole bunch of whistles. Everyone turns around. You saw all the jammers turn around going, huh? Were we supposed to go or no?
Here we go. Jay Grenade and Frico Suave to skate us out.
All right, Tampa set in front. Frico Suave pushing the blockers right into the back of Jade Grenade, who's locked up against those Tampa Bay blockers.
Smiley to the penalty box. And another blocker to the penalty box. Lead jam it is for Frico Suave. A minute 35 to go.
That's 14 lead jams in the second half out of 21. That is impressive. Tampa Bay closing the show properly.
Yeah, 2-1 on those lead jam calls. 5 points scored. A minute 24 to go.
Jay Grenade still trying to figure out a solution, trying to get through on this initial pass.
Oh!
Big hit. That is 8-8-8 peaches and screams.
Just bounces off. And 5 points scored by Frico Suave, approaching again.
I got Tinkerbomb jamming out there a bunch earlier, now playing the defense.
And calls, no, jam continues. Those are whistles from the other side. And, yeah, resets and continues to score.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, yeah, instead of cutting track, I'm going to call it off. But no, jam continues.
No, Tampa choosing to run this out. But that was good wherewithal by Frico, taking it nice and easy. No need to take any additional risk. Just keep staying out there, keep the clock going, keep trying to get points. Can't score points in the penalty box.
33 seconds to go. Frico Suave blocked out. Not especially rushing to re-enter, now does. There's a helmet cover on the ground, and pivot is handed.
Yeah, looks like the star pass was made. We'll get clarification on who that is. That is number 3, Scarlett Davidson, now taking over scoring responsibility for the Sirens of Savannah.
Effectively shut down by Tinkerbomb up front as long as possible to stay legal. 2 seconds, 1, and that will do it. Turn out the lights. The party's over as Tampa earns 7th place here in the Open Division bracket at the Junior Roller Derby Association 2018 Championships.
Yeah, phenomenal effort by both teams. We can't turn up the lights because guess what? Up next, we got River City and Philly, but Sirens of Savannah doing a tremendous job all week, and I'm so proud of all them skaters. They came with a shorter pack, 12 skaters total, and they've had a couple people foul out, but yet they've stayed strong all weekend.
Awesome game. 18 points to end it for Tampa. Again, congratulations to Tampa and, for that matter, the Sirens of Savannah as skaters line up to have the hands slapped and victory laps.
You already have the skaters already out there. Good camaraderie. We have River City and Philly waiting in line to give high fives to both of these teams. That is awesome to see. Camaraderie across all of JRDA.
Team USA East representing 4 different ways, likely right here on the open track. This is it for this game, and River City and Philly top that. There's your challenge.
All right, you hear the big roar of the crowd. That's for Tampa and the Sirens of Savannah. Once again, want to thank you for joining us here on WFTDA TV. More to come. We have the big bouts coming. 5th place, 3rd place, and of course, the championship.
Right you are. Diamond City Miners versus Des Moines at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here at WFTDA.tv.